name is Shubham. Hi, my name is No Shed. Some guys' name is Shubham. Spurs Video Podcast. Wow, it's incredible. It's the Olympics are over, and it's the start of a new season. I'm hoping something at the Olympics will go through culturally to the rest of us. It was really interesting that we celebrate. We have people who are famous just being famous, and not gonna be a celebrity, and then there are these people that actually achieve something, and they're not even famous. I mean, will people know the name Gemma Gibbons and Greg Rutherford next year, or Laura Trott, or Jay Jones? But will they know the guys from Tower who made in Chelsea? Something I'd like to see that is a massive sea change. I'd love to see sports being featured. I'm not about. I'm sure it must be cheaper to show a sports show than it is any of these reality TV shows. Which are not scripted. They're real, but they're not scripted. Yeah, that's right. You can have camera crews hanging around 24/7 just to film that moment. Come on. But it would be nice to see some sports for a change, like some judo or taekwondo. Maybe he's got to get sponsors, and who knows? You'll actually see a lot more of them. And let's face it, who the fuck's watching TV nowadays anyway? But is it cheaper to show repeats than it is to produce something? I guess it is. Going on repeating. Obviously, we haven't signed a striker yet. The Modric saga continues. We haven't got a goalkeeper. Obviously, Friedel, I think he can do a job for us this season anyway, but I don't trust Carlo Cudicini anymore, and I don't think I've ever really trusted Hugo Gomez ever since that Chelsea debacle a couple of years ago. It's going to be interesting to see what we do next. For me personally, I'm really scared as a Spurs fan. I think we so need a cutting edge as a striker. I mean, was it the Samosa season? We had Ben Pavlyuchenko, who, proven scorers, but the team wasn't working, and even when we got Harry in, it still took a while for the team to get gelled. And even, we signed Crouchy, sold Bent, but it still didn't really work out. And last season we had a striker that basically he was like Captain Planet. He had the powers of Crouch, Pavlyuchenko, and I don't know, Defoe and Keane combined or something. He was better than all four of our strikers put together. 18 goals, 14 assists, and 2 goals that were wrongly, not counted. Who knows? We could actually got into the Champions League if that had happened. Obviously, this Modric saga is continuing. Is he going to leave? I've seen a report for 25 million. He's not an idiot. Why would he send £15 million less than he did last year? And especially for £15 million less than he's already said, look, you have a price, you pay it, you don't. Van Persie's an excellent player. He's going for 20 million, and I think Valga's is a much better player, but he went for 30 million. I don't get why Spanish clubs are pleading poverty. And, how is it they were able to spend 18 million on, Ronaldo 3 years ago, and 35 million on, what was that French player, Benzema, but they can't even sprig 35 million for Modric. I know strikers have different premiums, but I don't believe that for a heartbeat. Me personally, I would happily sell. Modric if we got the money. It boils down to that. I'd like to know what's happened to this Arab money that what's his name? Graham Roberts talked about. I think it was because I can understand Levy not wanting to be shielded. We've got a big project coming up. This North London development project. I really still think we can get in the Champions League. I think we're in a much better position than we are, say, with Arsenal. I mean, yes, we have problems in the sense that we've got, we have some, the long contract strategy works if you've got some good players. Sadly, we've got some pretty shitty players in Jenas and Bentley, who basically, unless we're willing to subsidise their wages or essentially let them go for a free, we're not going to get any kind of money for them. We're not going to be able to shift them. So there's a lot of things going in the air, and he has to be able to sell these players. Because if he goes down on the price he sells our best player for, Modric, then you're not get anything but a bean. You're betting to get a bean for the likes of Jenas, Bentley, Basson, Gomez, Dos Santos. So I think Spurs fans need to realise that if that's the reason why he's not wanting to sell his best asset for a cheaper price, for a lower price, because that means he'll have to sell his lesser assets for buttons basically. Shout outs as always. I'll give a shout out to my friend Sharmin Jahan Huck, who's got a great business called the Noka Touch. So yeah, a person who shares the name of my favourite niece, or one of my favourite nieces, giving you another shout out. And I'll go shout out to Eggsy, Peter, Mimi, Kevin G, Major Hank, Spurs Star, Jeremy Conham, John Forsyth. So if you want to shout out, hit me up. I think, we've got some good players. Vertonghen. Well, we knew Ledley King, that was always going to happen. I think the Ledley King saga was always we were going to have to replace him. I think we have done. And I think in Sigurdsson we've got a great player. I think Van der Vaart's 29, if memory serves, going on 30. I think Sigurdsson we've got a ready-made replacement, and I really do think that he is. I think he's going to be one of my favourite players. 2-footed. I think if he just developed that first touch a little bit, develop his technique a little bit better, then we've got an excellent player. He can shoot. We all know that. He can cross the ball. He's got an eye for a pass. Just improve that first touch and improve that what I call the 10-yard pass. The old Gaza pass. Then we'll have an amazing player. He obviously can't run with the ball and pass. That's the one thing I think Sigurdsson doesn't have. He has to stop, then look for the pass. And that's the reason why we need to keep Modric, because he's one of the few players that I know of that can actually, while that ball's in motion, can spot a pass. And that's the reason why he's so valuable to us. He's so valuable to many. I can't think of many other players that can do that. Ozil's one of them, and the ones at Chelsea, at Barca are the others. I am hoping that this can be sorted. Forgive my diatribe, but I was at the Olympic Games. They inspired me, and they inspired my friend Miss P. And like I said to her, if we can keep, it's sad that to see that flame, be burnt out, but as long as we can keep the flame alive within us and show the desire for change and to better ourselves, there's nothing that we can't achieve. And I think that was Spurs. My friend Kevin G, he's a Spurs fan, and I'm like, why are you a Spurs fan? I can't say I'm supporting Man U or Chelsea or Arsenal or Liverpool, but I like it when foreign fans support us, because they're supporting us because they like the style of football we play. Yes, we're doing well, we're successful, but we're not going to be as successful as, say, your likes of Man City, your Chelsea's, Man United's, because they got a huge amount of bumps behind them. But they're the fans I'm glad to have, and I'm glad to be a fan of Spurs. The guys like Debs and Mick Tompkinson, they could easily support Man United. They live up north, but they choose to follow Spurs, and I think that's the thing about Spurs. Anyway, this is going to be coming up to towards the end of my I have maximum 10 minutes, so part 2 will be coming up really soon, but I do implore you to click on the ad links if and when they appear. And as always, please keep supporting Spurs, please keep supporting these videos, click on the ad links, and as always, come on you Spurs.